New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Well. Hi guys, it's your favorite neighborhood black guy, SEIJIHITO, and here we're back for another episode of responding to dumbass comments left by dumbass people. So let's get started. Comment number 1, Random Funny wrote, "Where is Becky to defend the black man's honor?"
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
You know what? That's that's a very difficult question. Because number one, neither of the videos that I listed had anything to do with black men, even though you want to make black men the focal point. And obviously, you're not even really interested in black men. This is why you choose to take this point in time during a video that has nothing to do with black men in order to down talk black men, while ignoring the fact that both of those videos have to do with black women and the situations that they put themselves in. But since you want to get stupid, let's go over video number 1. Jason Pope was a true American who decided that he wanted to infect as many black women as he possibly could, on the hopes that those same black women would then return to the black community and then infect black men, thereby having a whole thing basically culminate. Whole thing of destruction, basically taking place. So where are the true American men to actually defend those black women from those things taking place and happening to them by way of one of their own? Whoops, complete silence on that. And as a matter of fact, we could go to the video footage of the black woman being, completely caught like a deer in the headlights, that her own preference, right, decided to actually make a comment and correct her on what it is that she was talking about and how stupid it was. Let's cue that footage.
I guess to the topic of the room, I want to understand, are we saying that black women having rooms on dating white men is a negative thing or a new thing? I'm trying to understand the context of why the room title.
I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I'm just curious why.
You're curious why?
Yeah. It's not a negative comment. It's not. You know what? It's not a negative or a positive. I'm just curious why.
I mean, quite frankly, I think that white people, or I guess white men, have always been attracted to black women, and black women have the least to always be attracted to any race they want to be, just like white men do. So I guess I'm trying to wrap my head, I don't feel like this is something new. Historically in America, white men have been with white women, whether they were enslaved or not, and they have been attracted to them. And as a whole society, men are attracted to women. I guess I'm trying to understand, the conflict in this situation, or the newness, quote unquote, of the situation.
Well, in a lot of these rooms, it's more than just I want to date outside my race. I want to date white men. It's I don't want anything to do with black men anymore. A lot of the conversations go that way in those rooms. And
so you're more concerned about what black men are doing wrong to black women.
I'm not concerned about any of it. I'm just curious in general.
Bitch, you guessed it. Another one.
In a lot of these rooms, it's more than just I want to date outside my race. I want to date white men. It's I don't want anything to do with black men anymore. A lot of the conversations go that way in those rooms.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So you're more concerned about what black men are doing wrong to black women.
I'm not concerned about any of it. I'm just curious in general.
I mean, I guess I'm being genuine with you. I think what you just said is like, it's deeper than that. So you're concerned about what black men are doing to black women. Am I correct in saying that?
No. I'm not part of the black community. I'm just curious. What is the reason for this?
Gotcha, bitch.
Myri K says that I'm just going to step in and say that just because a lot of Caucasian men are vile towards black women doesn't mean that many black men are equally as dangerous.
What?
One does not negate the other.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And you really need to remember that these women you're referring to were actually mostly girls. You can't blame them for being targeted by this person. And if you don't know what it's like being in that situation, you can't really judge how they react to the situation. So yet again, this is about the story dealing with Kid, aka Pope the Great, right? Who decided that he wanted to cause a great deal of harm and damage to black women, through black women, I'm sorry, by way of affecting the black community. And you have Kay wanting to come up here and basically body block for Pope, right? By then also throwing black men in there and saying that they're on the exact same level, if not more dangerous, and that you can't use this situation to negate that fact that black men are as much so, or if not more of a danger than Pope. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm misinterpreting that, but that's pretty much what I'm getting from the whole thing. And then she wanted to then state that, oh, you know, the overwhelming majority of people that were there, they were actually girls and not women. I'm like, you're actually correct on that one, but it's okay. I did about 3 or so stories on that, spent time on actually looking up the, information. But okay. And then you're saying that you can't blame them when in actuality you can, due to the fact that these were individuals who decided to live a very fast life and decided to do things unprotected. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They got their consolation prize. It is what it is. Let's continue. So now we have Marlene Schultz, who stated, black men started dating white women and marrying them. Now that black women are dating white men, it's a problem. You have to marry your own women. If not, black women will move to another man, but black men started this. Great question that I have is like, where are you getting like these, statistical charts? Like, where is this data? Where are the population numbers? Like, where are you getting this from? Like, are we going back from like the beginning of time? Like, what specifically are we talking about here? Because this is not even making any sense. Because like I stated before in many of the other videos, when I go into a black community, I see black men with black women. I see black men, black women, black kids. So I'm a little bit confused on exactly what it is that you're trying to state. So basically, okay, so you're saying that if, right, black men basically started this first, you're saying that because black men did it, then black women should also do something that could potentially be detrimental to their health and their lives, even though historically it has been shown how in a lot of instances, even an interaction by talking, right, or even looking, or even the thought, or even walking near has been detrimental to a black man's life. But you're saying that you're going to forgo all of that nonsense, right? All of that history. And then you're like, well, since black men seem to do it and it seems like it's working and it seems like it's okay, I'm going to decide to do it as well. Just say that you have black women out here who have a preference for men that don't look like black men. Like, it's not that difficult to sit up there and say, don't try to blame it on black guys. Don't try to blame it on the men that you don't even have a preference, nor are you even interested or even looking into. Just say that you got a preference for somebody else that don't look like your father or whatever it is. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Why do you have to sit up here and literally during either one of these stories that I have up here, why is it that you see fit to magically want to throw black men directly in the story when they have zero to do with it? like I said before, you say that a lot of black men are just obsessed with, the black women who are doing other things. Well, that's not really the case. The black dudes who are focused on all of these, other types of women, they're focused on those other women. They're not even worried about or focused on what it is that you're actually doing. It just becomes an issue, like I said before, when you come onto platforms, right? And you start talking directly to black men and then blaming black men and saying that they are the reason for X, Y, and Z. Like I said before, 2 + 2 = 4. It's not that difficult. Common sense, which doesn't seem to be so common at this moment, stated, I don't agree with this ish. I am for black men, good, bad, or ugly, but I do have to say, black men have been blaming black women for their attraction to white women for decades now. Don't feel good, does it, black men?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
All right, I'm not sure how old you actually are. I'm just going to guess that you're older than me, way older. So like I said before, I'm not sure what deep-rooted problems that you actually have with black men, or what conversations that you have had or maybe heard, which more than likely is light years beyond my age. But for the amount of time that I've been on this little blue ball, on this plane of existence, by way of looking through mainstream media, the main thing that I've always heard from Ricky Lake to Montel Jordan, to The Real and Jerry Springer, like all of the big mainstream shows that were out during the 90s to the 2000s up until now, I've always heard of black women critiquing black men and always talking openly about the things that we just don't do. And that's pretty much it. It's like, hey, black men, you guys need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do everything. But then, you never hear none of the actual good qualities or the good things dealing with black men. And, like I said, I would say it, I would find that concerning, but, it's business as usual. If you can happen to, talk negatively about black men, you can easily sell that. People will readily, listen to, a lot of those things. But hey, what do I know? I'm just, reading comments that people are leaving negatively talking about black men and not listing anything positive about black men at all underneath a video that yet again has nothing to do with black men. But, maybe I'm just misinterpreting the whole thing because I'm a black man. And then Marlene came back and said, for all of those people in the comment section, I only date black men. I think IR is all a plan. I don't even know what you're even saying in this whole comment. It's not even make sense. I don't know if you're saying that you're responding to people, letting them know that you only date black men, or you're trying to, in a sense, make fun of the people or call out the people that are simply saying that they only date black men. Like I said, I don't know exactly how he even meant this. Like, it just looks stupid. Just like the previous comment, it just looks stupid. So stupid is as stupid does. I guess that's what you were going for. You win your booby prize. Stated, keep hunting and pecking for your swirl stories gone bad, and for every one of those, I know plenty of black women on and offline in healthy, happy relationships with non-black men. None of my business what black men do and to whom they choose to do it with, but videos like this aren't stopping black women who choose to be with non-black men. Black men want to reserve the right to place non-black women on a pedestal over black women, but also expect black women to wait patiently on the side just in case one of her black kangs decides he needs or wants her. I love seeing black women happy apart from black males. The funny part is I don't really have to, in a sense, hunt for these stories. The stories are out there. It's just the fact that people just don't want to pay attention to a lot of these stories. So, but like I said, to each of their own. But the funniest thing is that you came through and said that you weren't really worried about black men, but then you still wanted to down talk black men, right? And then you also wanted to up the other choices by saying that, hey, I know tons of black women who are not dating black men that are doing great and healthy and beautiful and rich and da 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 da, because black men obviously can't give this to black women, so this is why they're going outside and dating other people. See, like I said before, I'm so used to basically like reading this. It's just comical at, you know, this point in time. Like, if you're really not worried about it, then why even bring it up or even try to stitch it directly into your comment? And then why try to basically boost up your choices and then yet again downplay and down talk black men at the exact same time? And then yet again, you want to go with the whole thing of like, oh, but black men want to do all of this other stuff, but then they expect black women to still be there. Firstly, let me just get this very clear to you. At no point in time does any black man think that a black woman is going to just sit there and just wait for anything. It's either you're there or you're not there. Black men have never outward and openly made a request like, hey, black women, I'm going to go do this stuff over here, but I expect you to be right here. Said no black man. Like, nobody has said that. Nobody has said that. So it's like, I'm not sure if you're talking about your own experience. Like, realistically, let me just get down to the whole main thing. You sound jaded. You sound hurt. That's all I'm reading directly from your comment, because you're negatively talking about black men while uplifting black women who are basically dating, you know, others, right? And at the end of the day, you're like, hey, I love seeing black women who are happy when they're apart from black men. Of course you are. You're a divestor. That's Captain Obvious. Like I said, I know you're happy because 9 times out of 10, the men that you focused on didn't want you. They selected somebody else. That's a personal problem. You should have more than likely selected better. You should have went for actual black men, right? If you were going for black men who were actually interested in you. But that's not what you decided to do, right? You went.
Here comes a new challenger.
So this is what I like to highlight here, the stupidness in some people, because as I've stated before, none of the 2 videos that I've had directly in the background, you know, letting you know directly what they are, none of those had to do with black men, right? And yet every single time that these people leave comments, they always have black men coming out of their mouths for completely no reason on a black man's platform who actually advocates and appreciates and loves black women, but still want to generalize black men. And they wonder why it is that I say the things that I decide to say. So let's just look at this very beautiful comment, right? So Real Beauty, right, stated that Umar Johnson wants to practice polygamy. He wants 2 wives. I don't want that mess for my DGT, but racist white women, though, nope on that ish. She responded later by saying, that's all of them, but don't act like all black women want this. And if we protest, we'll be wrong for not wanting this. I'm married. I don't want it. And make sure that all men doing this get their DGTs down with it. And don't be hypocrites about it either. Be all in. That's all. I know people in this lifestyle, it ain't pretty, but hey, you're right. It is their choice. Well, except for the girl. We knew whose dad arranged for her to be a co-wife. Well, she took her own life, but personally, I don't trust those other wives. Oh, well, fellas, get your DGTs and grand DGTs ready for this life. I won't be teaching my DGT about being a co-wife or something. She sees a home with mom, dad, and her siblings, point blank. But good luck to the women that want this. Next, she stated, I love my black men always, from my husband to my big bro, my uncles, cousins, nephews, and the ones suffering in the community. I also hate thought culture uplifted everywhere. But hey, it's like you said, you can't have it's like they say, you can't have a whore without a whoremonger. That's an old saying from my maternal grandmother. She knew a thing or two about men and marriage too. I also know fatherlessness has destroyed our black community, and this was calculated. It removed our men from our spaces. Heartbroken. Now look at us filled with dysfunction. Our men, our women, and our boys and our girls. It has to stop. I don't feel polygamy is the answer, but to each is their own. I don't think it's fair that some, not all men, act like all black women should be overjoyed with polygamy. And if we say something about it, say something about it. We a problem. So I say polygamy. Men, start pushing the root of those lifestyles on your DGTs and your grand DGT. And lastly, I don't agree with white men appreciate dating, etc. That's crazy. I don't know what to make of those black women. So you mean to tell me that it took you all of those words just to write the simple fact that you disagreed with what the black women were doing? You had to literally talk about Umar Johnson and polygamy. I don't know why you went on a rant about that, due to the fact that you're married. So that should be your focus. You're a married woman, right? And as you stated, you're married to a black man, right? That's your focus. I have no clue why you would be focused on what other people want to do. If he wants to sit up there at the end of the day, if Umar Johnson, because like I said, I don't know him, I don't know specifically his relationships or what it is that he's looking for. Never had these conversations, so this is a what if. So if Umar Johnson wanted to sit up there and have that type of relationship with two black women, what's the issue? If he found two black women that were down for it, that were completely fine with it, everybody had their square, everybody's playing their roles, what's the issue? Shouldn't it be completely fine and dandy that all of these people are seeing eye to eye, that they want to build, that they want to be in a relationship, and that they can make that work? Like, what is the issue and what bearing does it have on you? Like, what negative effect is it going to have on you? Because like you said before, you're married to a black man. Why are you worried? Why are you worried about what a single man wants to do? Like, that's baffling to me. That's baffling to me. Like, shouldn't you be worried about your husband? Shouldn't you be worried about what it is that he's doing and what he wants out of life? And you shouldn't be worried about what a single man is. You're not in that space. You're not, like I said, people need to know their roles out here. You're a married woman, worried about married stuff. Don't worry about single men. That's not your area anymore. You're not out here going to clubs. You're not out here trying to, seek whatnot or whatever from, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, that's not what you're trying to do out here. You're moving differently. So stay with those movements. Like I said before, like, you went on a whole rant about Umar Johnson and polygamy for no reason. Like, you're more worried about what he wants to do versus what's going on in your marriage. And then this also goes back to the whole thing of where women in the black community were really going after Umar Johnson when this one woman who portrayed herself as a conscious type of woman, right, when they first met or however, and it later was found out that she was an exotic dancer. And then a whole bunch of people wanted to get on Umar Johnson about that. But I'm like, shouldn't it be a positive thing that Umar Johnson would be accepting of her and who she is and what she does and whatnot, whatever, instead of just like pushing her to like the side or whatnot? Like I said before, like the mentality and a lot of the wishy-washiness out here is completely crazy, because I've heard a lot of women basically say like, yo, if you're going to be with me, you're going to accept me for me and everything else that comes with it, right? So in a sense, just for, all intents and purposes, just this example, right? Let's just say that's what Umar Johnson was doing. But because the black community came out and they had issues with it and all this other stuff, he basically had to step back, right? So now, for yet again, case example, if he wanted to get into a relationship with two black women, they were completely fine with it. Everybody talked about it, had a round table, talked about, how this was going to sit up there and go and whatnot, whatever. That's 3 grown adults. What is the problem? Like I said before, people worry about the wrong stuff. If you got a problem with Umar Johnson, this brother be having a whole bunch of book signings. This is what you do. Buy a book, figure out what state he's going to be in or when he's going to be in your state. And if you got so much of an issue with how it is that he's out here dating and moving, go there and have that conversation with him. Go there and have that conversation. If you're not going to have that conversation, then don't be bringing this to me. I'm not Umar. I'm not Umar. I'm not worried about how this man is moving with black women. If black women love him and they want to be in a relationship, so be it. You should be happy for that. At the end of the day, you got a conscious, educated brother with degrees trying to build up the black community, and he wants a sister. He wants a black woman to be by his side. You should have no issue with that. Like I said, this whole thing makes 0 sense. 0. Like I said, stay in a married person's place. Stop worrying about single people's business. He has stated this guy is a straight up person, and I don't like that, quote, "I told you so" attitude about this. And then she also stated to my response, I am a fan and I was giving my opinion. I have to 100% agree with you in order to support you. I'm not with the DV's agenda, but with people that are for progress together. But some people will have to be left behind because they refuse to learn. This is the one thing that I highly dislike. I hate when people decide to come up to the platform and be like, hey, you know, I just wanted to let you know, like, I disagree with you, but I'm a huge fan. I don't have to know that you're a fan or anything of what I do in order for you to have your own opinion. I've never stated anywhere on this platform that, hey, if you're going to be a fan, you have to 100% agree with SEIJIHITO and every single thing that he says. I've never said that. You know, I've never stated that at all. And like I stated to you before in the comment section, I'm going to, in a sense, in my own way, say that I told you so. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. When you have people that want to play dangerous games, such as having unprotected intercourse, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have things like this take place. And when you have other people like myself tell people, hey, slow down, don't do this, think about it wisely, you don't want to go at it like that, and then XYZ happens, you expect me to sit up here and say like, oh, I feel bad for you? No, you won your prize. This is what you chased for. Like I said before, when you jump off a cliff, you go blindly. You don't know if you're going to fly. You don't know if there's like sharp, you know, rocks down below. Like, you don't know what's going to sit up there and happen, but you just know that something is going to happen. Like I said before, this is what happens when people do not plan. This is what happens when people don't look ahead. And when I'm on my platform, I'm going to speak and say the things how I want to sit up there and say them. If people got a problem with it, then people just got a problem. That's personal. Don't take it up with me. I'm not your altar. Go take it up with whatever God that you believe in at the end of the day. That's it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.